think is real.
Found my way upstairs and had a smoke, and somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
What makes a Beatles song truly legendary? When you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering which Beatles songs made the cut, whether your favorite song is on this list, and what makes these particular tracks stand above the rest in their incredible catalog. Here's the truth. After selling over 600 million records worldwide, the Beatles created music that didn't just define a generation, it defined what popular music could become. Today, we're counting down the 10 greatest Beatles songs ever recorded, and I guarantee at least 3 of these will give you chills when you hear them again. 10. Here Comes the Sun.
Comes the sun, I say it's alright.
Here Comes the Sun stands as one of George Harrison's finest contributions to the Beatles catalog, written during a period when the band was experiencing internal tensions and creative challenges. The song emerged from Harrison's desire to create something uplifting and hopeful, and it perfectly captures why this track resonates with millions of people decades later. The gentle acoustic guitar work, combined with Harrison's optimistic lyrics, creates an atmosphere of hope that feels both intimate and universal. What makes this track particularly special is how it showcases Harrison's growth as a songwriter within the band's dynamic, proving that the quiet Beatle had some of the most profound things to say. The song's message is simple yet powerful. No matter how dark things get, there's always light waiting on the other side. 9. Let It Be.
I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to...
Speaking of light and darkness, Let It Be emerged from one of the most turbulent periods in Beatles history, when Paul McCartney woke up from a dream about his deceased mother Mary, telling him to let it be during the band's heated recording sessions. He channeled that spiritual moment into what would become their final single. The song's gospel-influenced piano melody, combined with McCartney's vulnerable vocal delivery, creates a sense of acceptance and peace that transcends religious boundaries. What's remarkable is how this track manages to feel both deeply personal and universally comforting, offering wisdom that applies to anyone facing life's inevitable challenges. The way the song builds from quiet reflection to soaring celebration mirrors the journey from despair to hope that we all experience. 8. Something. Frank Sinatra once called Something the greatest love song ever written, and when you listen to George Harrison's masterpiece, you understand why. Written about Harrison's wife, Pattie Boyd, this track captures the indescribable feeling of being completely captivated by someone. The song's structure is deceptively simple, but every element, from the opening guitar lick to the orchestral arrangements, serves the emotional core of the song. Harrison's vocal performance is restrained yet passionate, never overselling the emotion but letting the sincerity shine through. What elevates Something beyond typical love songs is its sophistication. It doesn't rely on cliches or overly dramatic declarations, instead finding beauty in the quiet moments of devotion and admiration. 7. Come Together.
Let me remember things I don't know.
The story behind Come Together is as fascinating as the song itself. Originally written as a campaign song for Timothy Leary's political run, Lennon transformed it into a mysterious anthem that defied easy categorization. The track's hypnotic bass line, played by McCartney, creates a groove that's impossible to resist, while Lennon's cryptic lyrics paint surreal images that feel both nonsensical and deeply meaningful. What makes this song endlessly compelling is how it operates on multiple levels. It's simultaneously a rock anthem, a political statement, and a piece of abstract art. The way each instrument locks into the pocket creates a sense of unity that perfectly matches the song's title, showing how music can bring people together even when the words remain mysterious. 6. In My Life. In My Life represents the Beatles at their most introspective and mature. Lennon's reflection on places, people, and experiences that shaped him resonates because it captures something universal about the human experience, the way our past continues to influence our present. The song's structure is perfect, moving from nostalgic verses to a declaration of current love that feels both grateful and forward-looking. George Martin's Baroque-style piano solo, recorded at half speed to achieve its distinctive sound, adds an elegant touch that elevates the entire track. What makes this song particularly powerful is its honesty. Lennon doesn't romanticize the past, but acknowledges both its beauty and its pain, while affirming that love in the present makes everything worthwhile. 5. Hey Jude.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
Sometimes the most powerful songs come from the simplest gestures of kindness. When Paul McCartney wrote Hey Jude to comfort John Lennon's son Julian during his parents' divorce, he created what many consider the band's most emotionally powerful moment. The song's 7-minute runtime allows for a complete emotional journey, starting with gentle comfort and building to a euphoric celebration that feels like collective healing. The famous Nana Nakota wasn't planned. It emerged naturally during recording and became one of the most joyful moments in rock history. What makes Hey Jude extraordinary is how it transforms personal pain into universal hope, showing how music can help us process difficult emotions and find strength in community. 4th, Yesterday.
All my troubles seem so far away. Now
Yesterday broke every rule of what a Beatles song should be. Recorded with just Paul McCartney's voice and a string quartet, it stripped away all the elements that define their sound and revealed the pure songwriting genius at the band's core. The song's melancholic meditation on lost love and the passage of time struck a chord that crossed generational and cultural boundaries. What's remarkable is how McCartney, barely 23 when he wrote it, captured the wisdom and regret typically associated with much older artists. The classical arrangement, suggested by producer George Martin, elevated the song from a simple ballad to something approaching high art. Yesterday proved that the Beatles could master any musical style while maintaining their unique emotional honesty. 3. A Day in the Life.
I read the news today, oh boy.
A Day in the Life represents the perfect fusion of Lennon's surreal observations and McCartney's narrative storytelling. The song's structure, moving from Lennon's detached commentary on newspaper headlines to McCartney's mundane morning routine, creates a portrait of modern life that feels both specific and universal. The orchestral crescendo that bridges these two sections is pure sonic innovation, building tension that releases into McCartney's lighter section before returning to Lennon's darker worldview. What makes this track genuinely revolutionary is how it captures the fragmentation of contemporary experience while finding beauty in the ordinary moments that make up our days. The song's final chord, held for over 40 seconds, creates a sense of resolution that feels both satisfying and infinite. 2. Strawberry Fields Forever.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to.
Strawberry Fields Forever emerged from Lennon's childhood memories of playing in the garden of a Salvation Army home near his Liverpool house. But the song transcends nostalgia to become a meditation on perception, reality, and the search for authenticity. The track's psychedelic production, featuring backwards recordings, orchestral arrangements, and manipulated vocals, creates a dreamlike atmosphere that perfectly matches Lennon's introspective lyrics. What makes this song extraordinary is how it uses studio innovation not as a gimmick, but as a way to express complex emotional states that couldn't be captured through conventional means. The famous line, "Nothing is real," becomes not nihilistic, but liberating, suggesting that if reality is subjective, we have the power to create our own meaning. 1. Abbey Road Medley.
You never give me your money.
While technically a sequence of songs rather than a single track, the Abbey Road Medley represents the Beatles' final creative statement as a unified band. Starting with You Never Give Me Your Money and flowing through Sun King, Mean Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam, and She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, before culminating in the end. The 16-minute musical journey showcases everything that made the Beatles special. Each member contributes their unique voice while serving the larger artistic vision. The medley's themes of endings and new beginnings feel prophetic, as if the band knew they were creating their swan song. What makes this sequence truly magical is how it demonstrates the Beatles' ability to create something greater than the sum of its parts, with each song gaining power from its place in the larger narrative. These 10 songs represent more than just great music. They're snapshots of human experience that continue to resonate because they capture universal truths about love, loss, hope, and connection. The Beatles didn't just write songs, they created a soundtrack for the human condition that remains as relevant today as it was when these tracks first emerged from Abbey Road Studios. Which of these songs hit you differently after hearing about their stories? Drop your favorite Beatles song in the comments below, and if you want more deep dives into the music that changed the world, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because the story of great music is far from over.